Welcome back everybody to, well actually it's been a little while since I've done this, so I figured I might as well double it back a little bit and take a look at some of the Last Day on Earth TikTok ads. Yes, that is right, the LDOE TikTok ads are back, and yes, as you saw in the intro, they are just as outrageous as ever. So I'm taking a look at them, judging them from a realistic, but also an advertising point of view. So obviously an ad has to be enjoyable and exciting, but an ad can't be advertising stuff that's not even in the game or not even possibly could happen in the game. That's sort of what I'm judging these ads on. Anywho, let's get into the first one. Start shot by shot. So for the first shot in the ad, you have a guy ride by on his chopper, not too bad, sets the stage for stuff, but then the next shot you have the guy at a garden bed in the farm. They make it a point to stress it is the farm location, as you can see by the fence and a couple of these shots later on. But rakes are not yet even in the game, so I don't see what the point is of highlighting that, considering you can't even get the rake in the game. Then you have the guy pushing a wheelbarrow, can't do that in game. Then you have the guy looting a chest or a sort of tractor. That's definitely not a chest in the game, and I'm going to critique that because the farm has 4 different areas where you can literally loot. And out of all of them, they pick a non-area. Bucket, that's not even in the game, and I feel like, as I said, they made it a real point in this ad to stress that it is at the farm location. So I am going to critique the fact that he is taking a shower at the farm location when LDOE has insistently made it very clear that showering either happens at Bunker Alpha or at your base, nowhere else. There you go again, another shot. You have a character in the pen. You can't really sit like that, but I'm going to ignore that for cinematic sake. And then you have building a chopper. Okay, that's not terribly inaccurate. Fishing, and then you have like sort of a sweep of all of the events possible on the map. I don't believe that forest one next to the motel is a thing, but I'm not too sure. And then you have that base on the other side of the river. That makes me really stop. Is that a base coming soon, or was that... I remember that used to be a thing, but I don't think it's a thing anymore. And then you have them putting down sort of a full steel base, sort of like a modder almost, who builds that quick. And then you have turrets destroying zombies. Gonna look past that, cinematic sake. Fades out. All in all, pretty unrealistic of an ad. It's enjoyable, yeah, but I am not sure it works too well. It follows the trend of the mobile game fake ads. And for that, 6 out of 10, do better. So with the next ad, you have the guy sort of bulldoze his way through the house and ride out on his chopper. You definitely can't do that in the game, and I'm going to, well, I really can't look past it for cinematic sake because that's literally the main focus of it. It's like, hey, you can do this, but in LDOE, when you go to the game, you actually can't do that, so no point in doing that. And then you have the character build up stone walls, and then as he's building, you suddenly see the ATV come in and crash into the walls again and destroy a bunch of stuff. Definitely can't be doing that in Last Day on Earth. That's not possible at all, and considering that's the main highlight slash focus of this ad, going to have to really critique that. Builds up these sort of steel walls, ATV crashes, and leaves a giant dent in the middle wall. What the? Okay. LDOE, you gotta do better. 4 out of 10. Very unrealistic, advertised as such, and yeah, as a result, it's gonna get marked down. Next up, we have yet another unrealistic ad, and sort of this character loots this other character and steals chests, and I'm not opposed to, you know, sneaking into a base. We'll ignore the fact that you need a C4 to go to a level 3 wall, And we'll ignore the fact that he's literally looting some workbenches, which you really can't. I mean, you can do that, but you need hatchets to do it. And you need hatchets to even loot the chests. Gunsmith bench is the only realistic one, and then he sort of loads up all the resources, and the part I really will critique is where he starts loading up the walls and the floors, and all of the workbenches, and chests. He can steal the items in the chests, he can't steal the items out of the chests, and considering this ad's entire focus was on raiding, I'm going to have to mark that off. And then you have the survivor wake up and realize that their entire base was stolen. Now, right around here, you see a giant zombie horde, and for starters, that's very unrealistic of a horde. The regular horde just has like 50 regular zombies. There's no such thing as the lurker, but most notably, is that the miner right there? Did they seriously add the miner to attack this man's house? I mean, I'll look past it for cinematic's sake, because it's just a horde in general, but the miner stays in Sector 7. It stays in the old mine, and that's the Leaper 2 that also stays in Sector 7. Although, I've seen a couple versions of that in single player, I believe, with the season stuff, but this is just a raiding ad. So yet again, marking that again.
How did I survive the zombie apocalypse, you ask? Every survivalist needs a base of operations. So first, I built a house, and I made protective armor. All on my own. Surprisingly not as difficult as I thought. I made better weapons, built traps, and may or may not have relieved a few survivors of their supplies. And I would never have made it without my best buddy here. I mean, hey, what would you do in my situation? Download Last Day on Earth Survival and find out today. I mean, hey, what would you do in my situation?
Honestly, I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on this ad. It's literally just a sponsored post. LDWE, please sponsor me. CD backpack in the game. Come on. 10 out of 10, I guess. Been a weird time for LDWE ads, I guess. I guess that's the best way to say it. I think that's going to do it for this video. I've had just enough of looking at these unrealistic LDWE fake ads when you realize what the game could have, but instead you realize it's all just cinematics and intense on getting people to download it. Anywho, I think that's going to do it for this one. Subscribe. New video soon. We'll do the week 3 investigation and then something new. Just a little bit of a new thing. Maybe we'll do another Discord video. Something like that. But I do have a new idea and I'm interested to try it out, but I do need to figure out how to edit it. Subscribe. ZD out.